I don't have a lot of information on these. My father was the dealer development manager for International Harvester from 1935 until he retired in 73 in 4 different states. All the pictures I'm going to show you here are from 1938 and 1939.
Wow, that's cool.
They were in his collection. There are places he called on. So I think he's the photographer. I am not sure. But almost all of them say McCormick Deering on them. And a couple of the things I like from what I'm seeing in these is the pumps here in the front, right along the door.
Mm-hmm.
Center deal. There is a sign behind it. Oakley, I think, is one of the names behind it. But this is Creighton, Nebraska in this picture.
Boy, he knew how to expose that camera of his.
And he wasn't a big photographer. That's the part that's strange. I found this in trying to make up some signs. My wife is from Beamer, Nebraska. So my brother-in-law remembered seeing this name in some of his dad's papers. My wife's family, the entire farm was International Harvester. So I was in from day one.
Yeah.
Didn't have to explain a lot of stuff. This one here, I don't have them. I have to get all these marked where they're from. This is another one in Nebraska. It was a hardware store, and the tractors were just there on the side. So this was on Main Street for the dealership.
Look at that brickwork.
Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued by the little building in the lower left corner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That could be something as important as a barber shop.
Yeah.
It might be City Hall.
Yeah.
We had a radio station in town that was like that.
So when I get, I can't see, there's some wording there on the side. I can't make it out here. But when I do the presentation again for the full thing, I'll have everything. Oh, Homer, Nebraska. BB Barber Company.
There it is.
That's another picture of the same place.
That was after the earthquake.
This one is hot. Can't make it out there. Hosner,
Osmers?
Iowa.
Yeah.
Hospers.
Hospers.
HOS.
Okay. And it was just looked like an old barn almost at first, but
Or
it's just a
lumberyard.
dealership right off the side.
It looks like a lumberyard.
Yeah, looks like
Yeah.
lumber.
So where's Hospers at about? Northeast, central,
Northwest.
northwest?
I can't think at the moment, so
Okay. Again, I'm going to do a little more research before I show everything. Here it is again, a little older picture.
yep, definitely an old lumberyard.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Like here on the side where they got the junk piled. Would make a nice little scene over there. Next picture is Hall, Iowa. This could be built very easily. It looks like pretty much the model that forget which company came out of, but it was the original Calmback building when they started.
Oh yeah.
The front end of that could match this building here.
That had a fire too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it did. Now you look at it.
Yeah, because you can tell the windows have been replaced,
Yeah,
not painted, they're wood compared to the other side.
Yep.
you got-
Osprey's, for what it's worth, is southeast of Sioux Falls.
okay, thank you. That probably puts it up there by Sibley then,
Yes, it's up in that neck of the
in
woods.
that neck of the woods, okay.
Yep.
A couple things here, you got the false front, hiding the roof and everything, that stands out pretty good. This is kind of a common sign you're gonna see through here for the McCormick Daring signs. Also like the metal wheels there on the side. Another one on the main street, or off the main street a little bit. And I can't tell what town this is. But the garage opens up there, but it's then blocked on both sides.
Says
But
Ida
inside-
Grove, Iowa on your label.
Oh, see, I can't see the label.
Yeah, Ida Grove, Iowa, R.A. Boatman International Harvester.
Okay, I can't see that.
Yeah.
But an interesting detail right there in the middle of the door. Why?
Notice the cast iron street lamp,
Yeah,
pole.
yep. Same building here then. Anyway, some nice old trucks there.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Another picture shows part of the alley. So you got the door here, garage, and then you got garage doors in the back. Off the alley. Again, these are all 38 and 39.
Oh,
I saved that from something I found. And I can't remember what the equipment was that it was used for.
That was a special tractor they built for spraying, was it grapevines? And there are only like half a dozen made.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. I've got the same photo.
okay,
Huh.
interesting. Here you go, Mr. Minister.
Oh, yeah,
You could turn your church into a dealership.
that's right.
Which came first?
Yes, the IH is the holiest of the tractors, so.
Right.
Yeah, you look
Um,
across, you look across the front door and they got a sign and there's no steps there, so,
Yep,
huh.
we took that out. Added to the back of it there, and you'll see another, I think I got another picture from the side of it. Yeah, there it is. So you see they got all the equipment and everything out there on the side. Here,
I wonder if
Here
they
it-
ring a bell every
Irritant,
time they hit
Iowa.
a sale.
Yeah, right.
I'll bet lightning hit the original steeple.
could be.
Makes you
Freight
wonder
net.
if they took the steeple off when it became the dealership or if it was gone before the church was done.
Yeah,
Oh, like they do
Uh,
Pizza Hut restaurants.
I think he photoshopped it. It's in Ireton, Iowa, which is another northwest area
northwest
town.
one, okay.
Yep.
But if you got an old church sitting around, you need something to model it with, here you go.
Well, if you got one of those church buildings, you have no idea what you're going to do with, a model. There you go.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna flip ahead one here real quick. Nope, that's not, I only have one of this picture.
That says Lynch, Nebraska.
Lynch,
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys, I can't see that, so.
Yeah, it's the file name, Bob Carter Dealership, it says.
Okay,
It looks like it started as a gas station too.
yeah. 2 pumps out front. I got a building I built like this back in the 80s for the Omaha Railroad Club down at Western Heritage. That was based on a front end like this in Chapman, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Common type of front. Here's Lynch, Nebraska. Interesting. Looks like a fire alarm there on the side.
Tornado siren.
Tornado.
Tornado siren.
Yep. Yep, very common in Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah.
It's that alleyway.
Yeah.
That's a big motor driving in that siren.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Here's an interesting one. I think I got 2 of this in Niobrara, Nebraska. Corner type of a building pull up for the cars. Gas station and tractor place.
Wonderful tank truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the Coca-Cola drive-in sign too. And I think I no, I don't have another one. This one. Okay, here's Pierce, Nebraska, which is Pierce is spelled wrong. It's P-I-E. RCE. But nice block building. If you got a block building, you need to do something. Do it this way. Got a cultivator. I think it's a cultivator there. Right next to a shoe store. Here's Randolph, Nebraska, another older shed.
Early combine sitting there with the McCormick Deering, what is that, an F2 tractor there on the side?
Yeah,
And
it's about that age, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just a binder.
a binder, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
old enough to remember them.
See, I have to open my history books, Bob. I'm
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I
I'll
put
remember that.
neophones on.
I just drove through Randolph a few weeks ago and that wasn't there. So here's another one for a major downtown scene. Again, pumps are in the front on the main street.
That's
DX.
Remsen.
Yeah.
Is that Remsen? Okay.
That's Remsen, Iowa, it says. Yeah. And let's see, that says the Falk Block, Falke at the top of the building.
1915
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
and a Ford dealership.
Yeah, Ford.
Ford and McCormick and like the doors there in the front of it. In the
Yeah,
middle.
that's unique with the overhead.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, being on the main street, they have to maintain the look of the building because there's not a lot of junk sitting around.
No,
That looks more like a lodge hall that's been converted.
Yeah.
could be. Yeah.
Oh,
The
and
left-
a
the
DX
left
sign.
hand-
I remember DX signs.
Yeah.
The left-hand door looks familiar for some reason. It almost looks like a Masonic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the look of a lodge hall to me, so it could be a
Doesn't it?
Mason. Yeah,
Could be one upstairs.
very well. Yeah, that could be
Looks
because
like
they
a-
often were upstairs.
Looks like an open room up there at the top. So
And look at the light bulb strung across the street.
yep. And note the bulbs on the building in the corners there.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of US Tires though. Huh.
Hmm.
That's an old brand. You start looking for old automobile lip signs type. There's Remsen, Iowa.
There's same thing, another angle.
Yep. Okay, Peters, yeah.
Can you go
Yeah.
back to the previous picture?
Yep,
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize the awning thing or, in that picture, and being that it was an angle shot with the other one, it stood out to me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty fancy.
it is a fancy building. Yep. That's also up in northwest Iowa.
And I think it's still there. My son's roommate from Briarcliff College was from Remsen.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we were up there for his wedding, I think that was still there.
Yep.
This is
Sanborn, Iowa.
Sanborn, Iowa.
That's in the southeast corner of Osceola County, way up there, almost on the Minnesota border.
Okay.
So,
Look how
Another
the big open doorway has like a couple of buttresses coming down from it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And the corners of the building are the same way, and they've got it down the sides too. I mean, usually buttresses are needed for, for structural integrity, and those seem pretty small for that small of a building.
well, if it's concrete block, they might have just been put it in for reinforcement and it also could be a clear span story, roof inside
Yeah, could
Yeah.
be.
and using the buttresses to support the.
The side of the building looks like stone.
Yeah, I'm thinking the
the-
front's been
in the back.
stuccoed of somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's there. This one,
Lushwig.
Schleswig, okay,
Schleswig is also up northwest Iowa.
okay. Looks like my dad traveled to the same place all the time, the same area.
Mm-hmm.
The side looks like that sheet metal panels pressed to
Yeah.
look like brick.
Oh, yeah, brick. Had not noticed that before. I think I have another one of this one again. Let me see. Nope, I don't.
Ooh,
The other thing,
that was fancy. It's got curtains.
I
Yeah.
know. This is Sioux City, Iowa, so I'm not sure exactly what
Well-
street it was on.
And remember, International Harvester also sold kitchen appliances, refrigerators. And so the curtains may have been appealing to the housewife looking for a new refrigerator.
We had growing up an IH refrigerator. That thing lasted 32 years.
Yep.
One of the best things ever built. My father-in-law had 3 of the bunker freezers or box freezers. Look like almost like a funeral vault. And
Mhm.
they also had washing machines.
Yep. So
That being the case, I would think the guy would say, "Hey, I got to run into town," but he'd say somewhere else. He's going, "Not there." So the
Yeah.
wife would tag along.
And this
Wayne.
one,
Wayne, Nebraska.
Wayne, okay,
Wayne.
that's straight west of Sioux City.
yeah,
Yep.
just a little north of Norfolk and about 20
Yeah.
miles from my in-laws farm in Beamer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see what the back of the place looks like for doors and everything, but that's all that we have right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta blow it up so I can see what all these signs are in the window. Nice thing to match. I think that's okay. That's the last of them that I got right now.
Very
But
nice.
I have 60 more to scan.
60. Wow. That'll be part 1 and part 2, maybe part 3.
Yeah. So Okay, now how do I get out of this, Greg?
I can
Quick
help you
sharing.
with that.
Control Alt Delete. Just
Go,
kidding,
go
just-
down there and hit the share. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there it goes. Okay,
Nice job, Tim. Thank you.
I
That's
got,
cool.
I got
Yeah.
some more to do, and again, I want to try and start doing some research on them, but
So,
it's
okay. If you
been
want
real
more
busy.
International Harvester, Greg, I do have a file now.
Sure, let's see it.
Okay.
By the way, I was an International Harvester employee in 1974. Worked the parts depot in Kansas City while in college.
Nice.
My friends are making $3 an hour, and I was making $17.32 an hour.
Nice. Beers are on Tim.
Oh, I've got something messed up here.
Not the
Okay.
only one. Dave, did I break your record?
Um,
Not even
there's-
close.
No, we would still be struggling to show the first image
Okay,
to approach some of my finest moments.
You might have set the record though for actually exiting Zoom when trying to share. So, not to be outdone.
All right. I'm not getting, let's see what I'm doing wrong here.
It sounds like, it looks like the same issue where it seems like if you share after you are on the big picture, it works
Are you-
better.
yeah.
Yep. Are you? Yeah, okay, I'm seeing up on my screen a bus. Are you seeing a bus or are you seeing something else?
We see all the pictures.
busting a lot of stuff.
Ah, you're seeing all the pictures. Okay. I gotta figure out what am I doing wrong here?
So you stop sharing, just go into your menu and expand the first image and then start screen sharing. I sound like the world's foremost authority, but I'm shooting blind.
Well, they say if you really want to learn something, you try to teach it. That's the best way.
Well, I thought they used to say those who can't teach. Those
but-
who can't do it are
Those
the
who
ones
can
that teach.
do,
Can't-
those who can't teach.
Those who can't do are the ones that teach.
Yeah, that I've heard that one a lot, but I don't really subscribe to it.
Nah,
I'm not gonna tell my wife who just retired 38 years at the same school that 20 years.
Right.
wow. I just retired after 40 years at the same place, and I thought that was
Yeah,
something. 48, couldn't imagine.
she put up with that because she had all girls, so it wasn't a,
Okay, are you seeing all the pictures or the bus?
just you.
We're not seeing anything yet.
Really?
Yeah, Sharon. Yeah.
Just that perplexed look on your face.
I should send this video into Zoom to say, quit changing this stuff because Doug has done this how many times?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, that's how those engineers keep their jobs.
Exactly. That's one of our, I'm a French horn player, and that's what we say about transposition.
I was 3 weeks from retirement, and our IT upgraded my AutoCAD. I'm telling you, it's a good thing I was scoping her down at that point, because as soon as I opened it up, everything's different, everything's changed. Just like, geez.
Yeah. We're still seeing the directory, Doug.
I understand that.
Okay.
I'm doing what I always do before and it's not working. That's what's got
Okay.
me puzzled.
Yeah.
I
Now you've got, are you on two monitors?
yes.
So you may want to try sharing the other monitor or something.
Or can you drag the image from that monitor to the one
That's what
showing?
that's normally what I do is I drag from the one monitor to the other before I start screen sharing. And for some
Are
reason,
you sharing? Are you sharing the screen or are you sharing the application?
well, I'm not getting what I want to do, period. So let's see if I don't want to open a workplace. So you seeing a bus now?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
small one. There
Okay.
it goes.
Oh,
That is an international school bus.
Nice.
That's a 1937, 39 Model D.
and it looks
Now
like
what we're going,
it looks like it's headed to a girls' school.
Yeah.
well, that it's in Paris, Arkansas. That's all I can tell you. So what we're going to do now and see if we can.
Yep.
You'll see. Some of you may or may not be familiar with this kit, but you'll see more of it later. I'll explain that.
Mhm.
I just dumped everything I had for International Harvester. What this has got is, oh, that's inside height. That's not what we want. Okay, here is a farm all factory in the Quad Cities being served by the CB&Q. A load of this is 1952 photo. So we get probably a bunch of M's on there, farm all M's. Here's an early dealership. This is in Clarion, Pennsylvania.
It looks a lot like that school.
Yes, notice the red pylon here. This was
Yep.
this was the International Harvester's 1943 design for new implement dealership buildings. And you'll see the big windows here, and you know you've got service bays back here and office space, but this big red brick pylon was kind of their symbol. So what clued me in on the school building. Okay, here we got a farm all 1940 photo of a guy enjoying, I think that's an F2, but don't quote me, I don't know my tractors that well. Here's the same guy in the same farm all. Well, that one's got rubber tires. Here's a shot of a bunch of farm all C's, I believe, A's and B's, which was their small tractors.
Right.
Here's a load of farm all Cubs loaded on a flat car. I can't quite make out the flat car, but probably the Quad Cities. But notice how they're loaded crossways and they're blocked, and then they're just tied down with wire. There's no chain because chain was expensive, wire was cheap.
Are those Clinchfield covered hoppers in the background?
Yes, they are.
Well, string of them.
Yeah. So
They're kind of far from home.
either that or the tractors are far from home.
Yeah.
I mean, these could be being delivered out east somewhere for all I know.
Oh, I must have misunderstood. I thought you said it was like out in Iowa City or something.
Well, that's where they were built
Oh,
in the Quad Cities. But let's see what the next picture. Here we got a farm all M with an Allis Chalmers combine. So I just dumped all my International Harvester farm all stuff in here. Here we are. This is an early photo of them shipping. And again, notice the tie downs are twisted wire. This is not chain. The chains didn't always come back to whoever provided them. The wire was cheap, so it could be thrown away. And the blocking, this is all steel rims. sometimes the tractors were just shipped with a kind of a temporary steel rim because then they would buy the rubber tires locally, especially for those being shipped overseas. So that was something that was common. Here we got another, there's a later shot of Farmalls. This is 1949 in Rock Island, again being served by the CB&Q. Notice all the tire rims down here, but we've got, I don't know what they are. Some Farmall guy will have to tell us what kind of tractors they are. Let's see now, why can't I? Okay, now we're not advancing. I know why. And here's a load of Farmall tractors going somewhere on the Monon. So, you know, these are Indiana somewhere.
I'm
We
still
got
seeing,
the-
I'm still seeing the Burlington switcher.
Yeah.
Ah, uh-oh. Something didn't work. How come? Ah, now we got it. Here's the Monon.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But yeah, here's a load of small Farmalls, a whole string of flat cars. And this, you know, this is not in Iowa, Illinois, because
Nope.
it's Monon locomotive. So they shipped a whole trainload of them somewhere. Reduce down, click to the next one. Another guy enjoying his Farmall, and look at the lugs on these tires.
Yeah,
Yeah. So when you drive around in rural mid-America and you see tractor lugs not allowed, this is what they mean. They don't want these going down their nice paved county roads. So. And here we got a
yeah.
Farmall M working the field, pulling the plow. Here's a tractor load of Farmall M's on an MP flat car. These may be the Sunshine models. They're not the lifelike tractors, I don't think. So, but someone built a nice flat car load of them. And here is an MTA, which is what the lifelike tractor really is an MTA, which was a Farmall M with semi-automatic transmission that came out in about 52 or 53. But the tractor, the lifelike PK2002 tractor is essentially an M body, but it's just got some minor details that most of us would not be able to detect. But notice that the seat is a white leather. We got silver rims on the front and rear tires, plus the galvanized metal muffler. So when you go to paint your Farmalls tractors, those are some little details you want to watch for. So, or if I'm judging a contest and I see your model, that's one of the things I'm going to be looking for. So, and I happen to have in my
You're
collection a
very
couple sets of the Oddballs Farmall tractor decals. And so I was scanning them. That's what this is. So if anybody wants a scan of Farmall decals in HO, I can help you out. This is the Oddballs included a photo. This was the sheet of decals and the instructions. So you can see he called it, they sold it as an H, but it's actually an M. But and I use sometimes I'll mark the back of my decals with a marker to make that so I can see the white lettering better. So that shows you a little bit more of what was actually included on the decal. So, and here we are. I love this photo with the loading onto the flatbed from just a depression dug into the hill bank there. and very unusual tire.
Hmm.
Or tread design on this tire.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure where this implement dealership is. Griffin Implement.
No room for air there.
Yeah,
Yeah, getting on that truck.
yeah, but that's was pretty common the way they were transported. So here we've got Hartford, Wisconsin is on the truck. Canning company, and they are harvesting. Well, I'm not sure what they're harvesting. Probably it might be sugar beets from the look of but I can't be sure. But here's another early Farmall tractor.
I mean, could,
What was that, Bob?
no, can you go back to that last picture?
Sure, I can.
Zoom in on the front of the tractor. Looks like there's it looked like there was a light hanging from the front end of it.
Right over here.
Yeah. I mean, that thing looks cobbled up and then some.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty small picture, so it gets pixelated when I blow it up some, but it does look like something that's hanging there. And the way it's shining down, it could be it shines down so that he can, whatever he's harvesting is a single row harvester, so he can follow the row at night.
Notice that the wheels are spoked as are the front wheels.
Yep. Yeah. So
And it doesn't have a silver muffler though.
no, no. This is earlier than the H's and M's. I think this is, I keep saying an F2, but I think that's what this is a 1920s Farmall. So, and I wish I knew for sure what they're harvesting, but there's no corn stalk, so it's probably something like turnips or sugar beets or something similar that they're digging up out of the ground.
Yeah, look at all the pinch points on that apparatus. Holy crap.
Yeah. And because it's going to a canning company, it's something that they're in turn canning. So it's not going to be sugar beets. Probably not, might be regular beets. It's just a guessing game at this time, but it's a nice photo all the same.
Wonder if it could be peas.
Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah. Yep. So, well, anyway, let's move on. Let's see what these characters up to. We got some Farmalls loaded on a flat car. This is I think it's a CB&Q flat car. But notice the steel wheel design here, and the little guy here, and the plate to throw over. They can drive the tractor off. So. Well, there's that photo again. Here we go. Here we are at the factory. This is a whole string load of flat cars here going way back, and all the tractors just sitting out here but this would be the factory, I think, at Moline. Okay, now here are some question marks. These are a couple very early cast metal HO tractors that I've painted to look somewhat like a Farmall. I really don't know what they are, but the box, I think it's a Dyna Models, and they were marked Farmall. So, but this dates from the early 50s. Dave, you have any idea?
Dyna Models, the name is familiar.
Yeah, that's what these were. They sold for like $1 a tractor in a little white square, cardboard box way back when. And that's just my sloppy paint job to make them look nice. And okay, here's another load of farm old tractors and flat car by Trevor Marshall. And these might be the lifelike tractors. It looks like them. He's got the steering wheel painted black, but he didn't get the seat painted. But he's got the rims and the muffler.
Well, doesn't,
And he's got the tie downs and the blocking, and so. And here's another shot of that factory load. You can see the blocking and a little bit of the wires. Let's see, we'll keep, here's some really early tractors. These are IH 1020s tractors, 1911 in Milwaukee. It's just, they almost look like they were steam tractors, been converted over to a gasoline or distillate
Gasoline.
engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just, let's see what comes up next here. Zoom out and, oh, there we go. Okay. Now here we're in a, okay, that's an International 560, but there you can see the red pylon International Harvester building, one of their lawnmowers, garden tractors. Yeah, they started building these buildings. They designed it in about 43. They started building them after World War II. And so, 47, 49, these started popping up by the 50s. They were quite a few locations. And I think the 560 is a late 50s, early 60s tractor. I know the garden tractor here dates from probably the mid 60s, early 60s, because John Deere started coming out with these similar type garden tractors about 64, 62. So. This is a Mason City, Iowa. Doesn't look like an International Harvester building at all, but that's what it is. So Bob probably knows all about it.
Yeah, it looks like the one that used to be in Council Bluffs also.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Building's still standing in Council Bluffs.
yeah. I'm wondering if maybe this was more of a parts distribution or parts warehouse type. I don't know. It's just speculation. Now okay, here's that schoolhouse model. The three sides, and you can see where that red pylon really makes me think this is an International Harvester dealership, or it could be. And we'll get back to that again. Here's an International tractor, R something about 1952, 54. This tractor came into being. Here's some IH combines. On Burlington Northern flats, so we know this is after 72. Okay, here's an IH Albert Motors. Let's see, Lanesdale, Pennsylvania is where this one was located. And again, he doesn't have a brick pylon, but he's got the IH neon sign up there and official state inspection station. So, okay, here is one of the first buildings they built after they came up with the design. This is 1947 in Millville, Pennsylvania. So. Here is one. This is Armstrong's dealership in Ames, Iowa. Highway 30, Highway 69. This building still stands. I think it's now a a rent a furniture place or something like that there names surfacing to college students. But look at manure spreader sitting out here. We got a plow, we got a corn picker. It looks like a pretty
a
nice
Buick?
looking Buick sitting over here.
And the sign says US Royal Tires. Earlier, we were wondering what US tires were, but now it's US Royal.
Aha, good point. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing the arcane information we all carry. So, okay, here's just an artist rendition of an IH dealership. Another version. And here is what I did with that schoolhouse building. I'll show you. I cut this wall out and I flipped it over because I thought those big windows really looked like overhead doors with the aluminum framing. And so I just flipped the whole wall over, took a silver Sharpie and painted all the aluminum framing, then used some strips of styrene to fill in and printed out some signs to kind of mask or hide the brick. Because, you know, you wouldn't, why would brick be above these aluminum doors? And then, you know, just printed some signs out and I set some of my tractors out there and everybody, guys, yeah, that looks like an International Harvester dealership. So, and those, it's amazing. Aurora Motor Models did this as a schoolhouse in the 50s. And then they sold the mold to Tyco, who offered it as a factory with some machines and people inside. And then the AHM issued the same building later in something else. Aurora is the only one that did it in the red mold color. Tyco did it in kind of a soft pink. And but I picked up 4 or 5 of these in different colors. So they're out there. We just saw one last weekend at a show, and a friend of mine purchased it. So if you need an International Harvester dealer structure or building, there's certainly an option. So let's see if we can move on to, okay, here we've got let's see, this is a sugar beet harvester with a Farmall tractor in front. The Farmall M, that's an International Harvester HM1 beet harvester in 1947.
Look at the width on the back tire.
Yeah. Well, you can see this one's been extended out so they can,
Offset.
you know, he's got an extension on the axle there so he can get the, right down here and get the sugar beets dug out of the ground with this harvester. So they'll kind of like that other one you had with the big loop over it.
Loop on it, yeah.
Yeah. So these could be modified in a lot of ways. Now this is a International Harvester loader loading a boxcar of grain. Think of you know, you got a hopper here and basically an auger system going up and that's going down a spout into the boxcar. All the grain doors sitting around. So, and of course, all kinds of signs. This is a International Harvester Model H truck, 1935, down in Florida. Here we got another tractor, Metzger and Sons out of Carver Lake, Indiana, I think it is. Anyway, livestock trailer. Here's another dealership with that red pylon. And there's another shot of that same dealer. It's amazing what you can find on the internet when you start looking. There's a Shaw livestock trailer with an IH tractor. Rusty sign. This was a sign that they created for the dealerships. And they had a catalog page so you could order your sign with your name, specifications, varieties of what could be attached to it. And I mean, this was the order sheet for ordering your signs. It gives you but look at this, gives you all those dimensions. So if you want to build a model of it, I can help you out here. Just right down to the cost from the factory in Illinois. And they call it a Trilon.
Yep.
But there's the specs for. So if you want to be authentic, here's your chance.
Before I retired, I did the same thing when I was at Omaha Neon Sign Company for Valley Irrigation for all their
Aha.
dealerships. We had 9 different signs they could buy.
Yeah, so it's
Those
amazing.
spec- Did those drawings show any kind of lighting?
Depends, a couple of the pylons probably had lights.
I can go back. Yeah, these were translucent plastic.
Yeah.
That would have fluorescent tubes inside of them, I believe is what the specs called for. So they could
That's a-
light them up at night.
They call those pan face because you set it down, it looks like a pan from the top to the bottom of it. It gave it a lot more strength.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's an International Harvester dozer. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's a DT18. They designated their dozers as TDs. And look at the big arms on the side here for raising and lowering.
Mm.
Compared to the Caterpillar in the background. Here's another DT20. Got completely different arms for the bucket here. There's a Droid construction. So, and your international dealer might even be selling these as well as the tractors and refrigerators and such. Here's that photo again. Here we've got a load of, yeah, let's see. I gotta find where I'm at the moment. Oh, this is the track torsion. International Harvest track torsion on flat cars. But notice they got winches and side booms and all kinds of different things, but I'm always intrigued by the blocking in these type of photos. So I can't duplicate the model of the crawler, but I can duplicate the blocking.
Looks like something from the John Wayne movie. What was it? Hellfighters?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
You're
it does.
right. And in blowing this up, I just noticed the water tank back here that's got, does that say Farmall on it or?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got. Okay. Here's International Truck Service, 173 company-owned branches and service stations around the country. There you go. One of those brochures.
Bottom of the first column was my uncle's one. He ran the one in Davenport, Iowa.
Aha.
Right on the river, west
Yeah.
of town.
Yeah. So, and of course, this is the front page of that brochure.
Yep.
Advertising one of their trucks. And here's another one of their trucks. A little bit, not something we see very common. This is Ohio Match Company in Spokane, Washington in 1941. But it's what we would maybe call a cab over or something.
Narrow gauge railroad.
Yeah, yeah. Serving a the Ohio Match Company. They're buying lumber to make matchsticks. So now here we got a international truck hauling Skeltane, which was a propane to skill gas a companion fuel to skull gas, which was a bottled gas, as my grandparents called it. So the natural gas service beyond the city mains. And this photo, what do we got here? Oh, that's International. That's not International Harvester. That's IB. That's in Chicago. Here's an International Harvester hauling a refrigerated body for meat. Here's another load of farm-alls. Here's another International tractor attached to the livestock trailer. Can't imagine why I got all these livestock trailers. Here is a McCormick Deering kerosene-fired grain elevator. A hopper here, the farmer's unloading his grain. Got the kerosene motor here operating the chain drive up to the chute, filling the boxcar. Now, who has modeled one of these?
Not me.
No, yeah. And look who they're who's the company? It's the Quaker Oats
Quaker
company. They're
Oats.
loading oats. So here we are at the one of the, which factory? Crawler tractors in 1947. So this is a Madrid, Iowa IH company demonstration. So this, I don't know if this is the dealership building, but they're demonstrating, looks like maybe a grain, it's got a vacuum system. Maybe they're shelling corn is what it looks like. That's what they got set up. Tractor with the belt driving the sheller, and so they're trying to sell these farmers on their corn sheller. There's some more tied down on a flat car. This is in Kansas City. Fairly good sized building there. The McCormick Deering threshing machines, 1925 is the date of this photo. Here we got some McCormick Moogle tractors from 1914. This photo's in Chicago. I'm not, when I see the word Moogle, I don't think of tractors. I think of steam locomotives, but these are very unusual looking. I can tell I got you guys stunned into silence. And look at this, they're loaded in B&O gondolas.
Well, that previous picture had a boxcar that had, had M&O on it.
Yes,
What's M&O?
Mobile in Ohio.
I mean, yeah, the Gulf Mobile in Ohio.
Yeah,
that's a precursor to the GM&O.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of the precursors.
Yeah, because let's see, I got
Yeah, there it is right there, the M&O.
yeah. And this was the photo from what, 1914? No, 1925. So, yeah. Yeah, you start looking at these photos, it's interesting what you find, what you spot. Now here we've got, okay, this is an International Harvester Primrose cream separator from in the 1920s. So again, they were catering to the farmers and farm wives and a variety of works and meat needs. So the cream separators they were selling.
Got a little squirt of oil can on the floor behind. Huh? Down there in the bottom right. Yeah, one of them little.
Down there.
Down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure
Gotta keep
looks
that
like
thing
it.
lubed up, apparently.
Yeah. Well, that was to give you a little sheen to the cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God the
Maybe
cream
her-
rises to the top.
Maybe her shoes squeaked.
Okay. This one I've got marked as McCormick Relief Tractors in 1925. So I'm wondering if these are something that's they're shipping overseas and some, relief project or somewhere in the United States for some, they got the flat steel rims on them, so. Can't tell you any more than that. Here is a McCormick SP 125 combine about 1950. Notice it's all open cab. We got a reel here for wheat, oats, and grass type grains. So a self-propelled unit. The self-propelled combines did not come into major use until the 50s. There was one company in Kansas that they started making them in 25, but some of the early self-propelled were actually using modified Ford Ferguson tractors and such. So here is, we don't equate this with either Oscar Mayer or International Harvester, an ice truck, but it's an IH truck, but Oscar Mayer ice. So the air conditioned refrigerator.
I mean, I ate cold hot dogs when I was a kid, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
saying that's one of the worst pictures you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Worst.
Okay. Any idea what we're looking at here? They're
It's
international.
sideways. Looks like it's sideways.
They're international harvester balers where the mechanism been swung up on top.
Okay.
But you fold this down and you got a baling machine.
Yeah.
And a whole whole string of them there.
What's in the crates? Can you zoom in on that?
This
It
may
looks
be
like
part of the baling apparatus.
Yeah,
I can't.
lots of pulleys.
Yep. And they are chained down. That's, of course, this is equipped. This flat car is equipped with boxes to put the chains back in.
Yeah.
Chains and binders. Yeah, this stuff is all chained down. So, oh, this is this a? No, this is a QTTA. This is a trailer train car. Okay, so they started wising up. The chains and the binders were worth money. So. All right, here's another shot of them. You can see he's starting to tie them down. But yeah, this is all flipped up, so it's standing upright for transportation, but that would fold down, pick up the hay and run it through and pop it out as square bales. And look at the rake crated up sitting over here on the platform. I'll zoom in on that there have been times when I mowed the yard this year. I wish I had one of these. So. Oh, this is a little bit of an unusual picture that we're loading a Frisco boxcar with lumber for the Deering Works Company. So, when they were building those binders, they used a lot of lumber. So they were probably buying a certain grade of hardwood at the Deering Works.
It looks like they nailed rubber or leather over the door. Maybe as a to prevent water from.
Oh, up here at the top? Yeah, that would.
Or
Yes.
canvas.
It'd be a canvas or a cover to keep water from coming in through the top of the door. And also they would often, once they closed the door, they would use lath and paper to seal the side of the door to keep cinders from flying in and starting fires. And, you know, I've got pictures of boxcars with the paper seals where they've been nailed up with pieces of lath to seal the door. And the purpose was mostly to keep cinders from getting inside the car and starting a fire. This photo is from 1912. So this is the international dealership in Tama, Iowa. Again, this 40s design building with the red pylon, and then the repair shops and all that in the background. And we've got combines, we got international trucks, we got tractors, some implements all around here. So this is an app. I don't know how this M St L photo got in here, but this is an international tractor or truck with 4-wheel drive set up for drilling post holes for the M St L Telegraph Company. Here's that beet loader again. Here we are unloading some farm holes at the Alton Depot in 1944. And here is another model of an HO load, and these are, I can tell these are the lifelike tractors. But someone's got some blocking and stuff down. They didn't get the rims painted or the seats, but we'll let that fly. Another shot of that. And here is a load of farm holes. But what's interesting about this particular load is this is a WCF and N flat car, which is the Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and Northern Interurban. We don't often see freight cars for interurban companies, but this is the Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and Northern, which was the company that switched the Rath meatpacking plant, as well as some of the Waterloo tractor works are for John Deere. But here their flat car loaded up with some farm haul tractors. So, and then well, let's see, get this working here. This is the IH dealership building in Zeering, Iowa. I remember driving past this when I lived in Colo. And after I came across that schoolhouse building, I asked the church secretary who lived in Zeering if she would go out and take some pictures. So she did and sent these to me, not knowing what I really wanted or why. But she was very good to work with. And so, and it's I forget now what it was being used for. The dealership was long gone. But yeah, she did to get a smaller town. You know, Zeering's only a few hundred people. But it's typical of what would be a small town implement dealer in the 50s of what it looked like. Hey, there's one of them Olivers. Let's see what oh, that's it. That's all I've got, Greg. Let me close out here and stop sharing.
Very good. Thank you, Doug. And
Oh,
thank
sure.
you, Tim. It was
Thanks.
International Harvester Night.
Okay.
Spontaneous.
Looks like
But-
Tim and I are going to have to swap photo files.
Yeah,
May
yeah,
have to, yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna be seeing red in my sleep tonight. Yeah.
By the way, do you guys know why John Deere's are green? When they break down, you just leave it in the field. My
All
dad
right.
was with IH for 42 years.
Wow.
So
Great.
why are IH red?
Yep.
But
So
Tim,
why
I have a
are
feeling you don't drive a Ford.
Yeah, as to why different implement companies had different colors, I don't know, but yeah, but boy, you get two farmers together, one wearing a red cap and one wearing a green cap, and you get an argument started pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking since John Deere's are green, so you can leave in the field. IH, when they break down, they can find them.
Ow!
Okay, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Doug, you remind me of the story of the Nebraska farmer and the Texas rancher who ended up poolside in Hawaii having drinks and found out they're in the same field. So the Texas guy goes to the farmer, says, "How big's your farm?" He says, "I got the best 800 acres of black land ever. I can grow anything." "How big's your ranch?" Well, in usual Texas fashion, he says, "Well, I get up at sunset, get in a truck, and I drive and drive and drive. By sunset, I still haven't reached the end of the ranch." Nebraska farmer looks at him and says, "Yep, I once had a truck like that."
On that note, I'm gonna say goodnight.
All right, gentlemen, next week is Mount Switzer and his favorite freight cars. So part 1, we'll look forward to that, and we'll see you next week. Have a great Thursday.
Okay,
Everybody.
Right on.
All right,
buddy.
thanks,
Night,
guys.
everybody.
Yep, glad
Bye-bye.
I could jump in and just do an impromptu here for
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Doug. Thank you very much. All
Yeah, I
right.
Very nice.
enjoyed seeing the other stuff. That's great.
Yeah.